I got kicked out. I don't know whether that or my restreaming software or whatever it was. It looks like I'm back online, which is fantastic. All right, so where were we? We were so but I was just talking questions and then trying to figure out whether these are weekday, weekend, or so things that bring you joy. Most of these, you know, I think can be either I'm watching a YouTube video or I'm, who knows, listening to park music or looking at this Twitter, listening to music probably every day. And then everything else can be weekend. Although Star Trek, if I flip it on, who knows? Books only, I think. So weekend. Sports, not happening anyway. So Star Trek weekend. All right. All right, so we have that covered. So this is going to help. What that task helps us to do is, so when we plan out our schedule, we know what things have to be an everyday thing. So so today is Wednesday, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do on Thursday. We're going to be able to look at this list and say, okay, well, it's an everyday. Music is an everyday thing. So passing. So that's the slideshow here. So we are going to sit down and schedule every day, your entire day, schedule everything, and that includes downtime, work, and business development activities. Here's a question that I know people are thinking. They're thinking, what if something comes up? What if there's an emergency? What about spontaneity? This things that, throw the schedule out. We're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna go get ice cream, or we're gonna do this or do that because something great happened and we want to celebrate, or what have you. What I would tell you is that, and this is not something that Dr. Chatterjee talks about, but what I would suggest is, the schedule can and should be modified. Not like, you don't want to get to the point where, oh my gosh, like I made the schedule and I have to make every single thing, and if I don't, then I screwed up my day, because then you're just setting yourself up for failure. Especially if you're trying to modify it to for things that relate to your purpose and things that bring you meaning. Of course, if you can add them in, you should do that. But you should also try to protect your schedule as much as possible. So if you have plans for a 10-hour billable day, and for whatever reasons, you don't get there because just for whatever reason, and you add something in there that's purpose and meaning, well, maybe you can switch it around. Take some of that time that you took during the day for purpose and meaning, and then tack on, your billable time before you go to bed. It can be flexible. And what I would tell you is sort of the last point: build in as much billable time into your schedule as possible. That way, you have enough time built into your schedule to do the work that you need to do. So here's your weekly action item. Daily action item is what I do on the podcast. Okay. The weekly action item. For the next 7 days, schedule every minute of your day. And at the end of the day, see how much of the day is spent doing things that you have to do versus doing the things that give you meaning and purpose. And try to shift start to shift the balance towards the latter. How do you do that? Okay, so one of the things, and I don't know if I have a morning, I don't have a morning routine, but I can basically go over with you what a morning routine, and this is going to be something that's going to be very, very helpful for everyone. So let me throw the camera back on so we can have a discussion, not just with my internet issues, but that's okay. Holding somewhere. So let's open up to the morning routine. So how you're going to be able to do this is you're going to take some of the things that you want in your schedule, and you're going to do it first thing in the morning. And it's really important to sort of get you supercharged for the day, and also just to tick off some of those things. So what Dr. Chatterjee says is there are 3 things that we want to do first thing in the morning for your morning routine. The first thing is going to be mindfulness. So he says it's an immediate short-term shot of calm. Think breathing, being in nature, or meditation. The second is movement. So he says you want to prime your body physically. So think skipping, which I think in the British English, that's actually jumping rope, Tai Chi, or yoga. And then finally, you want to add some mindset into your morning routine. You're sending your thoughts in a positive direction. Think gratitude, affirmations, or loving kindness meditation. So these are the things that you absolutely have to do every morning. But what I would tell you is, hopefully the night before you're planning your day, and you see like, wow, like there's so many things that I have to do, and how am I going to get them all in? So your morning routine is going to shrink down a little bit. So instead of an hour morning routine, maybe it's going to be a 20-minute morning routine or a 10-minute morning routine. But they got to have those 3 things. So the morning routine that I came up with, so for mindset, I have affirmations. My affirmation is I am calm and stress-free. So I'll take a couple of minutes and say that. I will also write down my goals. I'm a big person who thinks about goals and how do you achieve. You're not going to achieve goals unless you write them down. So write down goals. I'm going to review the schedule for the day. And then I'm going to do a couple segments of Cardone University, which is a sales training video tool that I use to sort of learn about sales, but also there's a lot of things in terms of mindset and finances and just a lot of great things that really have helped me over the years. It's definitely something that I want to do every day, so I put that as part of my morning routine. So at the most, mindset will take, assuming that Cardone University, 6 segments a day, 5 minutes a segment. They're usually not that long, but so 30 minutes plus, I don't know, a couple minutes reviewing my schedule, a couple minutes writing down goals, a couple minutes of affirmation. Really, I'm talking about, maybe 35 minutes. Then movement. It's either going to be yoga or cardio or some sort of maybe yard work. Maybe go out and pull some weeds out in the front yard. Maybe 10 minutes. There's some short yoga routines, a short cardio practice just to get myself moving. And then in terms of mindfulness, there's a range of things that I could do. Prayer, meditation, inspirational reading. Looking around, there was a book actually that I wanted to read, and I don't know what happened to it, but it's a book on Catholic saints that I think I want to start reading. And so that'll be that inspirational reading portion of it. And then I also have shower on here for mindfulness in terms of just, being mindful, turning my brain off, taking a shower as a part to start my day. And by then, so we're probably talking, at most, assuming it's a long shower, assuming Cardone University takes 30 minutes, probably talking about an hour and a half, maybe. But it could definitely be shrunk down. You can take a quick shower. You can do, say an hour 5. You can, do some stretching. You can do a segment of Cardone University. I can do affirmations, write down my goals, review the schedule, and we're talking a 10 to 20 minute morning routine, depending on what day I have. If I have a crazy day, that morning routine is going to get shrunk down. If I have more time, then I'm going to do the whole thing, right? So that's morning routine. And then in terms of scheduling the day, I did sketch out just a real rough sort of thinking about like what I want to do. The first thing you got to think about is, how long do you want to sleep? How long do you need to sleep? Is it 6 hours? Is it 7 hours? Is it 8 hours? Is it less? Is it more? Everyone needs a different amount of sleep. But you got to write it down, because if you got to write down, you're going to write down what time you get up. You're going to write down what time you go to bed, and then you're sleeping. So you really want to know how much time you want to sleep. And of course, this is going to be flexible. So if you find out, like right now, I think I have on this schedule, like a 6.5 hour sleep. Maybe I need less. Maybe I need more. But if I don't, I need to try it for a week to figure out what works. So if I'm waking up and I'm doing the morning routine, so here I have going to bed at 10, waking up at 4:30. Maybe that seems crazy for some people, but for years I got up at 4:30, but then I went to bed later. So if I went to bed at 10, maybe it'll work. But who knows? I'll give it a try. So wake up at 4:30, do the morning routine. So then I have some billable time built in. At 7:30, I'm doing my podcast. From 7:38, I'm recording an episode for the next day. Should only take 30 minutes. Episodes are pretty short, about 10 minutes long. Then I have a little bit more of billable time until noon. Then I have an hour of business development. So that could be making phone calls. It could be writing an article, doing something for this show. It could be social media. It could be a bunch of things that I want to do. Then a little bit more billable time. Then walking my dog. So 20 minutes for walking Pixel at 3 o'clock. Of course, if the weather is bad, then I'll have to find something else to do. But something where my brain is turned off, not worrying about work. Obviously, if I get a phone call, if I get a client that calls, if the partner that I work with calls me, then of course I will pick up the call. But unless something happens, I'm walking my dog, my brain's turned off. Then I'm have more billable time. At 6 o'clock, I'm stopping. Whether I'm helping, whether I'm making, I'm eating from 6 to 7. Playing piano from 7 to 7:30. After that, I have free time written in, and that could depend on what I'm doing during the day. So that could be chores, it could be family, friends, free time. And then at 9:45, which is usually a time where I'm kind of getting groggy and spaced out anyway after a long day, I'm doing gratitude. I'm planning my schedule for the next day, and then I'm writing out my goals a second time, and then bed at 10. So I don't know what your schedule is going to be like. It's going to be completely different than mine. Maybe you're a night owl. Maybe you like getting up even earlier. I can't imagine getting up earlier than 4:30. But anyway, so would love to see you to share your schedule with me on social media. I'm at Attorney DSY on all social media platforms, and would love for you to work the plan here. So we'll see how it goes. We'll take a week, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss how it goes. So that's all that I had for today. So let's end the session, this crazy live session, by remembering that emotional intelligence skills is necessary for all on the show. Here's my contact information. Obviously, as I said, I'm on all of the social media platforms at Attorney DSY, and you have my phone number, email address. Would love to hear from you, and we'll see you next week at 7 p.m. Central next Wednesday for the Lawyers Emotional Book Club. Have a great night, everyone.